medical terms and neural terms from a TV show called Watson. Um, I took notes. This is pretty cool. So this is Watson. I think it's season one, and Watson basically is the assistant to Sherlock Holmes, and this is a modern day adaptation with Watson being American, a medical doctor. The same as the Arthur Conan Doyle series, but this Watson lost Sherlock Holmes. If you recall, in the Sherlock Holmes series, him and Moriarty had a fight over the waterfalls, and they both plunged, looked like to their death. Watson jumped in after them. He was rescued, but Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Moriarty weren't to be found. So, from this series, it looks like Sherlock Holmes saved some money from his beekeeping and helped Watson open a clinic in Philadelphia. So the show is set in Philadelphia. There's no Sherlock Holmes. It's just the Watson, who's a doctor and a detective. And as the season progresses, we learn that Moriarty is alive and manipulating Watson's clinic by blackmailing some of the staff there. And I'm going to read off some of the medical terms, and these are ones I'm trying to learn to help my medicinal vocabulary. Okay, so there's some diseases, a syndrome they first start talking about at the beginning of the show called Klein-Levin syndrome, and it affects people who are under 30. Again, Klein-Levin syndrome, and it affects people under 30. Also, when the two twin brothers on the show, they're assistants, PhD students who help Watson, they discover black mold. And if you ever discover or go upon black molds, you'll know it's very toxic. And they went in a bunker because someone complained about some kind of health problems, and it turned out black mold was involved. So some of the terms I don't know exactly, but I'm going to try to say them. Adeno-associated virus. Okay. They were talking also about let's get a neuro workup done. So I guess that's a neurological workup. And they were also talking about a viral vector. So that's something that can help maybe your system heal itself or cancel out other viruses. Um, syndacidly. So they were thinking about someone had a condition and they said syndactically. Wow, these are terms I'm just having a struggle to pronounce. There was a term in English that was kind of interesting. When you're talking to somebody, even in the same room, you can ask them, how's your feelings? And you would say, how's the weather over there? How's the weather over there? Wow. Um, Maybe this one, mycotoxin. A mycotoxin. So again, you can just repeat some of these with me if you're studying neuro, I guess neuromedicine or just medicine. Um, so this was a drug. It's an opioid called hydrocodone. Hydrocodone. It's a opioid. It's used to treat pain. In the TV show, as they're treating patients, they're trying to get a database of mutagens so that they can use them and refer to them if ever a patient comes in with this type of condition. And often on the show of Watson, the name of the show is called Watson. It's really great. They look at medical terms, how they're used. And I think for clinical doctors who are trying to learn about medicine and how to spot problems, they look at a lot of symptoms of people and try to guess, oh, they have this symptom. How could we treat it, or what could it possibly be? So this is really exciting. Um, Visual agnosta. So it's where you can see but you can't visualize something properly. Visual agnosta. So it's very interesting. There was another term called hypernephrinosis. Hypernephrinosis. And that was another thing connected to someone who had lost their vision temporarily. And there was another syndrome that came up. We talked about the Klein-Levin syndrome. Now we're talking about the Culver-Busey syndrome. So that's where brain damage is, cascade in brain damage, which is very interesting. Um, one of the one of the brothers got um, sick by contacting somebody who had a mutation on a lipstick, and that lipstick was called, caused herpes simplex. So they got herpes basically from kissing somebody, but this was put on somebody's lipstick, which is really crazy. Um, and when they were trying to treat them to get rid of these herpes, they tried to use, I think, corticosteroids and Foscarnet. It's a stimulus, and they didn't have a response. It was pretty cool. Corticosteroids and Foscarnet stimulus. And these are the final parts of it. Okay, so they talked about a mutation called the A sonoris 1, A sonoris mutation. So that's on your DNA chromosomes, and they were able to try to isolate it, and they were found out this person was attacked by their chromosomes being attacked with a sonoris 1 mutation. It's very interesting. I don't know a lot of these terms, let alone how to pronounce them, but it's interesting that they're using a lot of these terms to see what was going on. Now, let's see. Thank you. Some people are talking about Watson series. Thank you very much. The last ones are, so they said the A sonoris 1 mutation helps destroy the ability to stop viruses. So that's a mutation that attacks the chromosomes, and it was used as a weapon. So part of the series is the mutations can be used as a weapon. It's kind of crazy. To other medical people, EEG tech. They were using EEG to determine what was the person's, virus problem. And yeah, it's kind of good. And they also talked about the viral vector. And viral vector is kind of how you can stop viral mutations happening or analyze viral mutations. So again, this is from the Watson TV series. I'll try to put a link, or you can go to my shorts and see them mentioned as well. Okay, that's great. Again, that's viral vector. And again, this is from the TV show Watson. And if you're a fan of the show, or you want to learn about medicine or neuropsychology or neuromedicine, definitely I'd recommend the show. I'm constantly writing down a page of, you can see here, a page of notes. I guess as I watch the show, you can start getting more familiar with the pronunciation. And what I'm going to do as a follow-up, I'm going to try to look up everything like the Klein-Levin syndrome and mycotoxin and Asonora AB mutation and any other syndromes here, just so that I can become familiar. First is write them down, pronounce them, and then review them, and then you can get more familiar with them. All right, thank you very much for joining me. This is a review of the Watson. It's almost the season end, and the two brothers recovered because they were able to treat their syndrome or their mutation problem that they have, the Asonora 1. But it's really fascinating to watch this show. For students who are Japanese or Korean or Chinese, trying to pronounce English medical terms is not easy. So it's a good opportunity watching the show. It's not heavily on the medical field. There's another show I think called Pulse. I'm going to start watching that more and write down the medical terms. And that's where resident doctors are going to go around checking on patients. But a lot of these shows, especially Watson, I see a lot of echoes of the TV show House. as you recall, they looked at rare medical conditions in a East Coast hospital. So House was a very wildly popular show because the guy was, I guess, a little bit neurotic, and he was just entertaining to watch. So yeah. Okay, thanks. So thank you very much for watching this, and hopefully we'll talk again. And I'm gonna try to follow Watson more. Again, you can see some terms for basic English from Watson, or things that I liked from Watson. And I'll try to watch also the other medical show called Pulse. See if I can grab some terms from there. Thank you. Have a nice morning.